about height? Like height on a guy, how important is it?
Very important. 6'2" and above. If it's a guy.
Hey, how you doing? We're doing YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, you liar.
Yep, she's a big fat liar. She was so confident in saying that guys have to be at least 6'2" to get with her. But then it turns out she can't get any of these guys to marry her. But wait, there's more.
Oh, my friends, we're back again. Yes. Welcome back to another session with the older man. Today, we're going to just examine the way women try to put men down in today's modern environment. And I just don't get it. I do not understand why women have this way of trying to degrade, trying to put men in a spot where they're looked at unfavorably. It's a big trend. It's all about, I don't want a freaking short guy. I don't want a man who don't take care of me. I don't want... And he's dusty, he's this. It's crazy what we're seeing out here. I don't understand whether women see this as some technique that they could use to, okay, if I show that I can degrade men, that these men would find me more attractive. Or is it, I need to eliminate the competition? I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. So this woman you just witnessed, just try to conceive this in your head. I'm not going to date a guy, or I'm not going to be with a man if he's not over 6'2". Yet her fiance is clearly not 6'2". The interviewer was taller than her and him by at least 3 or 4 inches. I don't know whether it's because they have this natural propensity to follow a certain talking point that the sisterhood have created so that they can either make themselves seem more attractive or more powerful by putting other men down, even though she's marrying a man, that's her fiance apparently, who's shorter. So I want to dive into this, my friends, and I need you ladies to give me some feedback. Let the men here understand why is it that you all are doing this, because it's not helping you all at all. Most of these women are single. They're either giving up on trying to find a man, or they're looking for other women to come into their singles box. Because, as we know, guys, misery loves company. So you guys tell me. So, of course, before we carry on, subscribe if you haven't already, my friends. Give me a thumbs up on this message so that the algorithm can see that you're going to be getting some good stuff right here, right now. Okay? And, of course, join our membership system. It's getting ready to launch. My wife is back and she's starting to work on things. So, hey, I'm excited about it. One of the main reasons I'm excited is because one of the big part of the membership system is to have group Zoom calls where members can call in and just ask random questions, get help on anything, and to actually interact with other members. So I'm really looking forward to that part of this whole Ask an Older Man Inc. All right. So my friends, let's get into these videos, okay? Let's finish up with this one here.
Yep, she's a big fat liar. She was so confident in saying that guys have to be at least 6'2" to get with her. But then it turns out she can't get any of these guys to marry her. But wait, there's more.
What if a girl puts no short guys on her dating profile? Is that wrong, or?
That's a must.
Oh, looks. So you might as well put everything that you're wanting.
So you guys don't have a problem if a guy on his dating profile says skinny girls only, or like no fatties? You think there's something wrong with it?
No.
Absolutely everything is wrong with it. That guy needs some mental help. He's narcissistic.
Oh really? So the guy needs mental help? No. The only person who needs mental help is the hypocritical, pathological liar that can't keep her story straight for more than 2 seconds, thinking she's a queen and that all men are her servants.
I believe a guy should not expect anything.
Come on, man.
Because this is a woman that clearly do not respect men. And the men that she's disrespecting is clearly the guy that she's with. So, my brother, if I were you, I would really take a good look at the woman that you're with. Let's look at another street interview that went quite similar.
Is it wrong for a girl to put on her Tinder bio, no short guys?
I think every girl has a checklist in their head, and if that's on her checklist, I like the transparency.
So what if a guy says skinny girls only or no fatties on his Tinder?
Standard. It's totally number standard. You're right. Yeah, fair enough. I think girls are wrong for that.
I'm glad she admit that. I am so glad that this woman is smart enough and logical enough to realize that, hey, it is a double standard, and what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Unbelievable, man.
a man who's only going to judge me based on my size.
We don't want a woman that's only gonna base us based off our height. I'm 6'4", he's 5'8". But you judge his height and he doesn't qualify for you. The same way he doesn't qualify for you, with your figure, a lot of guys you won't qualify for.
Give me a second.
What? God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
Yeah. They can just spit it out there as if it's nothing. You can humiliate and embarrass a man about his height, something he can't control. But all you have to do is stop stuffing food down that gullet of yours. Have enough discipline. That's it. And you'll be fine. But no, you got to humiliate him because of his height. But the second somebody said, stop stuffing food down your gullet, oh, you're going to cry about it. My feelings are hurt. Make that shit make sense. It makes me sick when I watch this sort of stuff.
Your tone and the way that you degrade me and every thought I have.
I deserve to because of my tone.
It essentially is promoting the message to anybody who would resonate with that frequency of speaking to somebody. It's telling all of them, she's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Don't listen to anything she says. She's dumb. And by the way, anybody who at all reminds you of her, also don't listen to them.
Yeah, I would actually stand behind the idea that you are dumb and crazy and that nobody should ever listen to you. But I have good justifiable reasons for why I think that, which have been demonstrated. The idea that I'm not following your moral system is laughable. I hold myself to a way higher standard than what your ethical system is, and so does Brian. That's what's wild to me. And then it's like, okay, but what about being held to account? Not only is he held to account by tens and hundreds of thousands of people, he's actually allowing you to confront him right now. How could you be held more accountable ever? And you know who disengaged, who didn't want to hold Brian Atlas to account? You.
Yeah, the tone police has entered the building. Let's control the man's tone. That is too masculine. You need to bring it down and you need to become more feminine so that you can talk to us in a polite and gentle way, because we're women. We're women. And that's what we deserve. It just drives me insane where we are right now in the dating environment, where women try to control how men should be men. I got to read a few comments from this. Dean Dayton says, she's a professional victim. Yeah, 3,800 likes on that one. Ian Kelly said, you degrade yourself. Blame yourself. This user said, disagree with me equal abuse. Got it. Wow. But this is what we're dealing with as men. And because we have a society that pushes this whole gynocentric mentality, please the woman, please the woman, please the woman. It's all about pleasing women. It's all about empowering women. These women honestly feel that they are entitled to belittle men, degrade men, and in turn, those men must become less men in order for them to be pushed up on a pedestal. Please tell me how the hell that makes sense, ladies. And then you complain when the majority of the men out here nowadays are so feminine, saying, oh, I can't find a real man. What do you want? You either want a man who's a man or a man who acts like a woman that you don't want, but you still want that man to go out there and bust his ass for you. Wow. The Whiskey Cowboy said, so his tone is bad, but her tone, passive-aggressive, is fine. Got it. Women talking about tone is laughable. That is one of their most used tools, weapons. My very first name says, degrade her is synonym for disagree in her eyes. Yeah. Matthew Milton's just sums it up, this last one. Adjust your tone in a special way for me when you speak so that you don't hurt my feelings. But also, I want equality. Yeah. This is where we're at, man. This is where we're at. And one more. This is why so many men don't want to commit. There is zero happiness with that. You're absolutely right.
Are you ready to be silent while I speak?
Go ahead.
See, you're showing that you're an unruly person. You're not single by accident. You're single because you're unpleasant. And this is how we know you're crazy. I'm going to tell you how we know. Because if you're a good-looking woman and single at the same time, it's a clear indication of being crazy, because most males, not men, but males will accept anything as long as they can get a pretty face and a little bit of box. But you are truly unruly to the point where even guys who are tricks at nature, they won't even deal with you because you're too unpleasant.
I'm going to start pushing this guy's content more, man. Marquez. He's sharp. He's sharp. He got it together. He's switched on. He says it like it is. He's one of these guys that I have identified that is very capable of making very clear points, not impolite, not disrespectful, eloquently, but sharp. He's sharp as hell. I like this guy, man. Brother, we should have a chat together. Let me know when you're available. I'll try to reach out to you through your site. But he's absolutely right. If you see a beautiful woman and she's single and she's been in and out of relationships, you know, guys only come in, they're temporary, then they dip out. That is a clear indication that this woman is insufferable. She can get the guys, she can hook them in because she's beautiful. But when the crazy come out, that's when men bounce. Yeah, ladies, it's not difficult to get a man. Holding a man, that is the key, my friend. Holding him, getting him to commit for long periods so that he sees that, hey, this is marriage material. That, my friend, is the hard part because a man will dip in easily if the face is pretty, if the ass is fat. If the ass is slim, doesn't matter. Men will dip in, but will they stay?
Okay, so I just got into my car after going on a date, right? And let me just tell you something. I don't know what the deal is with, like, men now, but I had told him prior that I will be having pre and post date expenses, and is that okay, and are you going to cover them? And I don't know if he wasn't listening or like what the deal was or whatever, but when I handed him the white envelope, he looked shocked, and then he opened it and it's receipts. Hello, pre post date expenses. Hello, like what kind of females do you be dating? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so I handed it to him and he literally looked shocked at me and said, I can't cover this. It was $478 for pre and post date expenses. You asked me on a date, and mind you, we really didn't even have that good a conversation because he was on his phone the whole time, and I have a very strict no phone policy on dates. Hello, you're here to pay attention to me. Look at all the effort that I had to put into going on this date, and now you have a problem with pre and post date expenses? Are you fucking kidding?
Gentlemen, just get a passport. Just please get a passport because it's just getting worse. The new videos just keep coming with the insanity. How do you respond to this? How would I tell any man to respond to this? Post and pre-date expenses. Women in the West are just glorified hoes. That's it. And I really think that men, you got to ask the question up front. Are you in this for the money? Let's not waste time. Just got to ask, how much is this going to cost me? And whether this is going to be a temporary thing or you're looking for a serious relationship, just get it out up front. How much is it going to cost me? And then, gentlemen, you can determine whether you want to get a professional or whether you just want to stay home and play video games or go hang out with the boys, put that money in an investment account. Or you know what? Just piss it away down the road somewhere. Give it to some homeless guy. But at this point, it's the same damn thing. It's a massive loss. Just take that money. Just instead of going out and listening to something like this, just give it to a homeless person. It will be better served, I can assure you.
We don't need to look at the two extremes of you're a bum in the street or a CEO to note that you would still probably prefer a guy who made 6 figures a year.
My grandma used to always sound like my grandma. She used to always say you could fall in love with a rich man just as easily as you could fall in love with a poor man. But I don't necessarily find that true. Sometimes I feel like guys with money they have different priorities than me. They care about status, they care about cars, they care about buying me like expensive bags. I don't want that stuff.
You want them to care about you, right?
They want them to care about me. I would rather have like life experiences. I don't waste money.
But you realize this creates a double entendre for men. I want a man to be focused on me, care about me, show that he loves and appreciates me. But you know how men do that. How do they do that? They usually do it by saying, okay, well, I'm going to go accumulate an amount of money and wealth, and then I'm going to utilize those resources to take care of you. That's how they show that. How they don't show it is by going, oh, baby, you're the best. You're so gorgeous. You're the best in the world, and I can't wait to spend spend time watching this gay soap opera with you, right? They don't do it that way.
Yeah.
Today's modern women have no sense of logic. They want this fairy tale prince. They want that prince that basically has no responsibility. The trust fund baby. The guy that has so many freaking investments just accumulating and earning him income that he could sit down at home all day just doing shit all with her. Doing trips, going out on trips and just hanging out and going shopping. And we just go, we just go sailing together and we just have fun together. And he's paying for all of this. He's buying me cars. Which man is buying her cars and bags and shit? It's an average looking overmade Barbie on a freaking podcast who's trying to pass herself off as some high-end prostitute. Men just want to buy me stuff, just want to buy me bags and this and I don't care about these things. Really? Jesus. This is insane listening to this. These are real people, guys. These are real. This is not a movie. These are real women. This is what we have to choose from. Who's she trying to fool? I don't care about those things. Yeah, right. Wow. I got to read a few comments from this. NPC said, women always say they don't care about money until the dinner check comes. Exactly. Talisman says, never listen to what they say. Watch how they act. Exactly. Column, he just sums it up. She wants life experiences, but realistically, positive life experiences cost money. Women have no sense of understanding. And it's not like these women don't understand how this shit works, right? It's just that they have to virtue signal. They have to try to pretend that they are not as their character. This is when they try too hard to show that, hey, that greedy, self-centered, selfish, narcissistic bee that's hidden deep inside me. That's not who I am. I don't need all of these things. I don't. This is who I am. Just a modest, normal woman who just want you to have just nice experiences with me. To hell with all of these guys that are throwing bags and cars and all of these expensive trips at me. No, that's not me. Gentlemen, I know a lot of you that are following this channel. If you've been with me for a while, you should know that you don't fall for that crap. Watch what they respond to, not what they say. Remember that.
If you are not ready to be loyal and submissive, some of you will say, I'm a no-nonsense woman. No man can tell me what to do. No man can tell. If no man can tell you what to do, my sister, remain in your father's house. If you cannot listen to a man, if you cannot take orders from a man, why are you looking for a man when you're already a man? Man up yourself and be single. Because it takes two to tell.
Yes, the sister is spitting. If you don't want to listen to a man, go be a man on your own. Stay in your father's house. Ladies, you got to know when you need to take yourself off the market because you don't qualify for a man. Just don't even attempt it. If you feel that you're not good enough to contribute to a man, just stay off the market. Don't even put yourself out there at all. If you're serious about not needing a man, don't get on an app and tell other people that you don't need a man. Just go to the wayside. Do your thing. You don't have to get on here to try to get other women to see your way of life. You're supposed to be contented without a man. Don't try to bring other women into your fold. Just go quietly to the side and do your thing. Do your thing. No, it's not necessary. Because there's a lot of women out here who want a man. Let them advertise themselves. Let them do their thing and tell us how great they are.
And that is not how logic works. You can't just say that I'm willing to
tell me how logic works. Give me one rule of law of logic. Give me one law of logic. One.
It's based in fact and truth.
What? What? Can you give me a single law of logic?
Can you?
Yes. I can
Okay,
give you all the first is the law of non-contradiction. The second is the law of excluded middle. How many would you like? Would you like to get into informal logic as well?
Yeah, go for it.
Would you like to get into the law of identity? That's the third law. What else would you like?
That's semantics at this point.
No, that's literally the opposite of semantics. Do you know what semantics are? Because that's not semantics.
Okay.
Don't ever try to have an argument with a man about logic. Woo! That was a horrible roasting. And then she tries to just, oh, stop it. It's just semantics. No, there are laws of logic. And for those of you gentlemen that don't know the laws of logic, let's get into the 3 basic laws of logic. Okay, here they are. I'm going to read it, so bear with me. School's in. The laws of logic are fundamental principles that govern rational thought and reasoning. They serve as the foundation for clear, consistent, and valid arguments. There are 3 classical laws of logic. Just going to give you 3, my friends. Law of identity. This law states that something is what it is. In logical terms, if a proposition is true, it is true. For example, A is A. Yeah, it means that any entity or statement is identical to itself and has a specific identity. So you can't come and tell me that, hey, A is A, but sometimes it can be B or C, because that's how I feel. That is not logical. A is freaking A. Second law, law of contradiction. This law asserts that a statement cannot be both true and false at the same time in the same context. In other words, A cannot be both A and not A. For example, a door cannot be both open and closed simultaneously. But women love to use that. I could be a man with a penis and a womb at the same time. No, you can't. The door is either closed or open. The third law is the law of excluded middle. This law states that any statement is either true or false with no middle ground. There's no in between. For a proposition, it's either is or it isn't. For example, A is either true or not true. These laws are fundamental in many areas of logic, philosophy, and even mathematics. They ensure that reasoning is coherent and that contradictions are avoided in structured thinking. Structured thinking. So there you go, my friends. I hope you understand this clearly. Ladies, please understand logic, because the way the world is right now, we're screwed up because no one gives a shit about logic anymore. It's all about feels. It's how I feel. I feel that you said something that made me upset. And because I'm upset, you should pay the price for it. That's where we are. We need to get back to a sense of logic. And on that note, my friends, I hope you've reached this far and you've actually got to learn a little bit about logic there. My friends, subscribe if you haven't already. Book a session with yours truly if you haven't. And of course, get in there, join our membership system. All right, so until next time, my friends, remember, whenever in doubt, always ask an older man. I'll see you soon. Cheers.